and welcome into another episode of the Worship Based Coffee Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Soleil. Welcome in episode 20. And today I have a very special guest, Miguel, and he is somebody that as soon as Worship Based Coffee came out, he was like one of the very first people in line to join the community, has been a great supporter, not only of the community and of the podcast, but also has been a very impactful person in my own life just through messaging back and forth. Just both of us, things that we've had going on in our lives, and we've just kind of been there for each other on some things. And I feel like, you know what, that's what this community is building for. It's so that we have each other, brothers and or sisters in Christ, to be able to have that community and support for one another. One of the first things that we instantly connected on is that both of us have special needs children. I have a son. He has two sons, and they're both on the spectrum too. And just a preemptive thing here, and I say it during the actual podcast, his son was in the room with him, and I just was like, you know what, bro? This is life. This is real. This is not a professional studio where we're going to be in a building and having these conversations. Sometimes life is going to be going on in the background. And sometimes we might hear pots and pans or kids playing or somebody talking, and that's life. And I wouldn't have it any other way to be that way. And so I'm just grateful to have him on today's podcast. So enough rambling on my end. Let's get to it. What's up, Miguel? Welcome
Yo,
to the Worship Based Coffee
dude,
podcast.
how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm finally the weekend, so I can just relax.
Yes, I know. Dude, I was texting you, like on my way home. I was worried that I wasn't going to make it in time because like normally normal from that, because I'm in downtown Nashville, it takes me about 35 minutes to
Okay,
get home, which isn't bad. But it took me almost 50 something minutes instead.
man.
So it's
Yeah,
just Fridays for some reason are always worse, I guess.
yeah. I can't imagine. That's the worst of our traffic is not that bad.
It's because Nashville became the it city,
Yep.
and everybody started moving here, and we were going, no, no,
Please
don't.
don't stop.
Yeah, it's
Oh man.
crazy. But you know what? I'd like to start off with you the same way I do with all the guests, and that is for you get to share little bit about what you do Monday through Friday, like
Yeah,
how you make your 40.
yeah. So I am a full-time tile installer for a big company here. In the I live in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So it's like 30 minutes south of Green Bay, but I specialize in like tile floors and backsplashes, custom showers, and it's uh, it's tiring, but it's really
Yeah.
it's really creative work, and I like to do it. That's what I'm called to do.
Yeah, and let me just say, from the stuff that you share, you are very good at it.
Oh, thanks,
It's
man.
awesome.
Oh,
I
thank
keep
you.
I keep texting you and be like, "How can I get Miguel to come down to Nashville?"
No, I would
Uh,
love to go down there.
yeah, heck yeah. But yeah, man, that's really cool. I like the way that you talked about that. Is it does give you like a creative outlet,
Yeah,
besides just the music side of your life as well. It's kind of like two creatives,
yeah,
intertwined. So
yeah.
that's awesome. So what does a typical like work week look like for you?
So a lot of the stuff I do is like kind of bigger showers and big jobs. So I'm usually I can be there for up to like a month or I'm in just in one house. So it's just, I work from, so it's new construction. I work from like 3 in the morning till 5. I just got there early because it's new. Nobody's
Okay.
living there. But yeah, we usually have some church activities after that. So Tuesdays we have Awano, which is it's if you don't know, it's
Yeah.
a kids program. It's a national program that teaches kids how to memorize Bible scripture and how to apply it.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Hey, let me just say this right up front to everybody out there is that, hey, both something that you and I both have in common is that we have a special needs son. And
yeah,
that was something that we connected on right from the very beginning. Uh, Very cool. And so, if you should hear any sounds in the background, that is Miguel's son. And I told him it's cool. So, we are all living life here, and so I just wanted to say that it's all good. And you know what? That makes my heart joyful to hear him.
uh,
So
yeah,
anyway,
thanks, man.
plus it's my podcast, so I can do what I want. No, I'm just kidding.
He's
No,
if you're hearing beeping and everything, he's got a little piano toy.
nice.
He inherited just a love of like a passion for music
Yeah,
from
heck
me.
yeah.
He just loves music, and that's he has music therapy
Yeah.
once a week. So that's what usually helps him out. Uh, just that little thing that God gave him.
Yeah, heck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, continue on for what a week looks like for you.
yeah. So I mean, apart from doing my usual work, we have like men's Bible study, and it's usually like a group of like 8 guys. We just kind of get together and just chat through whatever whatever topic we're on. But most of the time, it's just after that, it's just kind of being at home and relaxing and just really needing that break from just
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And so that's how do you balance your, your working and also serving, and then, full-time job, obviously, and then
Yeah.
also with spending time with your family.
Yeah, so me and my wife, like, we really have to have like chats of like when we need to get rest, because it's not only tiring for me to have to be in a labor's job and also serving pretty frequently, but it can be tiring for her to have to, be with all 3 kids, got 3
Right.
boys. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we have to really like just sit down and chat and be like, hey, I need some time, or can you take a break? That's just the reality of everything.
Yeah,
But
definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That we have same thing, my wife and I, my wife being caregiver, and then also teaching both of them are homeschool, so
okay.
she's also on top of it teaching my oldest daughter, who's a senior this year. And so yeah, which is just crazy to me.
Time flies, dude.
I'm like, what? But yeah, so I totally get that. But you know what, like I feel like when you can do things as a family, whatever those things are, there's something about that,
Oh, for sure.
that it's like it's filling for everybody when everybody's together.
Dude, I 100% agree. I mean, even like the simplest thing of like sharing a meal, just being all together,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
heartwarming.
Yeah, we started a while ago just because, and that's why I can't see it right now, but right here is a, projection screen,
Oh
and
man.
we, taking Gavin to the movies is pretty much like not not
Yeah.
gonna happen. So I told my wife, I was like, well, what if we just took the loft and we made,
Mhm.
kind of our own little movie theater, and then that way, and so
Yeah.
for the past, I don't know how many years, it's been a pretty good while, we do like Friday night is pizza
Mhm.
night and a movie, and
That
we'll
sounds awesome. Yeah.
uh, pick a movie and go through, like, for a while there we went through all the like Disney old school, like movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we, some of the things that we do, and it's like something to look forward to,
Yeah.
so
Right
it's
on.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I'm just curious, like, what your journey into music, like, how did you get started?
Yeah. So in elementary school, I was in the orchestra.
Okay.
So I played a little bit of violin, and that only lasted that lasted like a year. And then I stepped away from that, and then they approached me and asked like, "Hey, do you want to play upright bass?" And I'm like, "Sure." I've always loved like that bass part of whatever song or anything. So I took that on, loved it. And then the church that I was going to, so I grew up in a Spanish speaking church. Uh, they approached me and some other people and said, "Hey, we're starting to look for, the next generation of musicians. Do you want to learn how
Yeah.
to play something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take on bass. I'll try it on." So one thing led to another. My dad took me to Guitar Center and he bought me one of those Squire like packs that come with like the little amp.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, and then they were just slowly teaching us there, and I loved it. It was so
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool. I can really appreciate that the like passing, that was kind of the whole idea of worship-based coffee was I was like, how can I, pass on some stuff to the next generation?
yeah,
So that's awesome.
yeah. And my mom also, she forced me to take piano lessons kind of in between there. I didn't want anything to do with it.
Right.
So she signed me up, and so I was classically trained how to play, read scores, which since I hated it, I after I stopped, I kind of lost that skill. But
Right.
learning piano actually became probably one of the most helpful tools because if I lost my place, I could just look over at the keyboardist and see what he's playing. Like, oh yeah, he's playing B.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome. What about with like chords? Does it like your memory of chords still help you like as far as knowing like on the bass?
Yeah, just a little bit. I kind of lost that a little bit. It takes me a
Yeah.
little bit longer to kind of think in my head, but it man, it helps so much.
Yeah. So do you think that once you started playing bass, it was kind of like there's no turning back for me? I
Dude,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah, dude, I love. It's just I don't know that deep rumble.
Yeah.
It's just I just loved it. That's my strong suit. That's probably
Right.
like 90% of what I can play is just bass and a little bit of piano, maybe a tiny bit of drums, but bass is like,
Right. That's awesome. So did you have any like influences like as far as musically like bands that you were listening to or anything like that that you were like maybe trying to learn a song or was it just mostly church related or what?
yeah, I'd say definitely a lot of it was mostly church related. Growing up in this was the when I started learning was probably in the 2000s.
Okay.
So that's when the Hillsong United uh, United We Stand album came out. And so like with Take It All and
Yeah.
The Time Has Come, and that album just really just kicked off like the fire to learn bass. So the guy who played, I think his name is Matt. Can't remember his name exactly, but the guy on that like album, dude, like the bass, just the lines. For, like I was just destined to learn all those lines.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So that's basically how you got started then in church. Uh,
yeah,
did did you ever like play in like the youth group or anything like that? Or
yes. So the church so that Spanish church, I don't go there really much anymore. Now I
okay,
go to a different church, and that's actually how I got my foot in the door on the worship team there.
okay,
So playing Sundays wasn't a possibility at the time. So I asked if I could join the young adults
right,
worship team, and they said yeah. I submitted my audition video and got on, and yeah, then I started really just focusing on just helping them out and just kind of being with them. And, that slowly led into playing on Sundays
okay,
for my local church, which is Alliance Church in Appleton.
okay.
Pretty big church, yeah,
Nice. Very cool. That's one thing that I love about the community here is that there's so many like varying sizes of churches, even like you were saying that where you got started was like a smaller
yeah,
church and then
yep,
kind of moving into the church you're in now. So,
yeah. I've been with like the bare minimum of just having an amp and then uh, having like a wedge on the floor And now like with Alliance, I'm pretty spoiled because they have all the good stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the tracks and the in-ears and whatnot, which was
Dude, it is. Once you like do that, then when you have to go backwards, it's
yeah.
tough.
I know, dude. I had to go through that. I'm like, what do I even do?
Yeah. So when I was touring with the Beatles group on Sundays, when occasionally when I would serve on a Sunday, I'd have the in ears, I could mix everything, and then the with the Beatles group for a long time, it wasn't until like the last, I'd say 1 or 2 years I was playing with them that we actually finally got in ears. So everywhere we played, it was with wedges, you know,
Yeah.
and so like it's just that's a whole different world, you
Oh,
know.
dude. I was when I first started going to Alliance and playing on there and I put on in-ears, I'm like, whoa, this is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I can
Like
hear everything. This is crazy.
literally, and then being able to control like who I hear, man,
Yeah.
it's nuts. Like
Yeah.
technology is just crazy.
I've talked about possibly doing a little video on it, but like I've even like, panning things,
Mhm.
and it really
Yeah.
helps you to be able to hear everything so good. So,
Yeah, that's a good point. I've when I first started, using all that stuff, like I struggled to kind of get everything to balance really well
right.
and like trying to hear myself too. But someone told me like if you start panning stuff, it kind of gives you more space, like in the middle
Yes.
to kind of hear yourself.
It does. It
Yeah.
really does. It's crazy. Uh excuse me. So like on a Sunday, now at the church you're at, do y'all use planning center?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
I was pretty sure that you did, but I was like, okay, let me make sure. But so first question I always like to ask because I'm always curious, like how far in advance do you get the like requests?
Yeah. So after hearing a lot of people's responses, I I'm like, dang, I'm pretty spoiled because we book within seasons. So we schedule in seasons. So we're in the spring season right now. So closer to the end, we'll start putting our requests for like the days off that we don't want to play. Uh, Once they got everything gathered and ready, they sound out the schedule for the whole next 3 months. So we know
Wow,
which days we're
nice.
playing. Yeah. We might not know what songs we're playing, but we know that we're going to
Right.
be on there with who and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, are you playing for Easter?
But yeah. Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Me
We'll do
too.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. Same as, I think we're doing a rehearsal on like Thursday, a quick rehearsal because we're gonna have a choir this year, which is kind of cool. It's not going to be huge, be a small choir, but still just to add to it. So,
Yeah. That's so
but
cool.
yeah, then I think it's like two services on Saturday and three on Sunday, I think is what it is. So,
I think that's what we have too.
okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Pretty sure.
So, ours is typically it's like second Thursdays is what they call it. That's when they send out for the next month. So it's about a
Okay.
month in advance
Okay.
that we get stuff. But it's sometimes like what you said, where it may just say our names and then not
Yeah.
have any of the songs, in there yet.
Yeah. Then
So
it's nice because I can tell my wife because she serves in this
yeah,
ministry and I can tell her like, hey, this is when I'm going to be on
cool.
and that she can plan for that. So it's really helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So like so you've gotten your request and you're like, yes, I'm serving. Like when a Sunday is coming up, how do you personally like prepare for a Sunday?
Well, look through the songs. If I know it, then I kind of just run through it quickly and I'm like, all right, I know this one.
Yeah.
If it's a new song, like for example, we just did Washed.
Yeah.
Uh, so I've never played that one before. So I'll listen to it, uh, look at the chart, try and follow with the chart. And it's really helpful now that we have like YouTube so we can see
Yeah.
playthroughs or, some people have tutorials. So I'll just practice through that and then just keep going through the list. And then try at least like do like one run through a day
Yeah.
and just keep getting it until, uh, like from the last podcast until you don't play it wrong.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it's too, it's that muscle memory,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
then for me personally, I feel like that's then what allows you to really get to worship yourself is when you put in that, prep time and
yeah,
have that. So,
definitely.
yeah.
It's super
So
important. Yeah,
do y'all do everybody just memorizes everything, right? You don't have,
yeah, we have to memorize them.
yeah, that's how
Uh,
ours is the same way.
yeah, and then one of the other things from one of your previous questions about like like transitioning to this new big church is like NNS, so the National Numerical System.
Yeah.
I had to learn that. I didn't know anything about that. So
Yeah.
when I got my first chart and I saw numbers on there, I'm like, what is this?
Is this some
uh,
kind of secret code that I
yeah,
don't
like
know?
what letter is number two or whatever. But that actually really helped. So like the same thing
Yeah.
with the muscle memory. Now with bass, everything's patterned.
Right.
Like the four is under the one, or the five is under the one, and
Right.
whatnot. So but memorizing all those patterns is just really a
Yeah.
muscle memory in itself. You got to strengthen that.
Yeah. Well, especially if you have like an MD as well that
Hmm.
might be calling, like towards the end, there may be like some flow moments and they might start calling some stuff out. And so being able to have that uh, is really helpful. Did you, what was it like for you to like first be in a position where, okay, we don't do charts. You have to memorize everything,
It wasn't a super struggle for me. Uh, it didn't take me too much to memorize a song, so it wasn't like a huge deal for me. But
right?
I know for some people that's a huge struggle,
Sure.
and I totally understand. Um, but yeah, they're really keen on like not having like the music stands.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just curious because I try to let that be an encouragement to people out there who, want to get into that. And so it's cool just to hear you that, because you went from a situation where you were probably using charts
Yep.
to then not.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're like, oh, we don't use them here. And you're like, so
Yeah, they made that really clear
yeah.
when you sign up for the worship team.
That's cool though. I mean, and so that's an example of, being able to do that. And for me personally, like I was always the church that I went to previous to this, we had iPads, and I feel like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but I feel like that became a crutch for me because I was not that I wasn't putting in the rehearsal time,
Yeah,
but maybe not to the point of like I do now because I have to memorize it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I really feel like it expanded me, and as a musician,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So,
Agreed. Yeah.
uh, what about what's something small that you do that helps prepare you for a Sunday? Something as a pointer to people out there,
Really just spend a good amount of time on a song if you're struggling with it, and don't move on until you think you got it nailed down. You know, I don't know if you're struggling with the song, you got it pretty good, and then you move on to something else. That might fumble between the two. Then really try and get that one nailed down.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if you ever heard Amos Heller. He came on this Scott Bass Lessons podcast, and he was talking about that, about how he has like, I think he said like a max of like 2 songs per day is kind of like his.
Yeah,
And that's for me, he said, that's for me learning the songs exactly, like what the record is, because that's what I'm going to do first. And then when we get there, expand on that. So,
good point.
yeah. Uh, so I know that we kind of joked about this with the last podcast is because it was probably one of my favorite. spots, he was talking about how they were playing this song and they got to the very end and his thumb kind of caught on one of the strings and it was supposed to be like a ba da da and then it'd
Yeah.
be over. It was like ba da da, and it's that brah, and he said it was on a delay, and so it's like meh 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 meh. So the question I wanted to ask you is, like when you have mistakes,
Hmm.
how do you handle those mistakes?
Well, when they happen, it sucks. But it's super important that you just gotta let it go. Because if you're just gonna keep dwelling on that, it's like your mind's already being taken up by that one mistake.
True.
You have to move on.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And you know what? I've even, on a Sunday morning when I've been serving, there's been times where I've heard other people make mistakes too. And, I'll look at these people and kind of put them on a pedestal, so to speak. And so when they make a mistake, oh, they're human too.
Yeah, yeah, we're humans, man. We're gonna make
Yeah,
mistakes.
exactly. So do you have any like memorable or funny uh moments that you can think
Yeah,
of?
I had to like really think. There was a
Because
couple times.
you put them away in the back of your mind. You're
Yeah,
trying to
I
forget
man,
them.
I had to like I had to dig deep in the archives. But there was a men's event that we had played for, and we walked through the arrangement. We did a little rehearsal before. We walked through the arrangement. We were doing praise. Um, I totally forgot, like, oh, where are we supposed to end it? So
Oh,
when everybody was going to resolve on whatever the chord we were doing, I still like went back to the next one thinking we're doing another run through the chorus or whatever. And I had to like think of some like, I don't know, like melodic thing to resolve it. But it sounded so goofy probably.
but honestly, probably the only people who really realized it were the
Yeah.
people on the stage,
It's almost always going to be just you or someone else is like
Yeah.
on the stage. Like the congregation almost never probably
Yeah.
will ever notice.
Yeah. And that's what I always said too is, like really like people are hearing the what's coming from the stage in a whole. They don't listen to music like we like
Yeah.
musicians listen to music. So truthfully, like another bassist is really going to be the one that hears you, you know. And so I'm always like, well, for the other bassists out there, you can chuckle with me. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. What do you think? What does it mean for you to be able to lead from the bass?
Well, there's a very specific spot that bass sits. It's bridging like what is it, the rhythm and the melody together. Bridging the drums. Sorry.
You're
Uh,
good, bro. You're
we're
good.
we're just bridging together. So we have an important spot. We don't want to try and overdo stuff. I know in a couple previous podcasts you say like, uh, was it Adam Clayton? Like
Right.
if I gotta play what eighth notes for the whole thing, like that's what I got to do because that's what's gonna show the song the best.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I that's kind of how I've always been is like I'm less about trying to be flashy and turn the ears of the other musicians and
Yeah.
just more of like, okay, I'm over here by the drums. Me and the drummer are just going to hang out. We're going to get in the
Yeah.
pocket and just be,
Yeah.
solid together. And
Yeah,
that's,
man.
that's it. That's why we play the bass is for that.
Yeah, dude. That's that special connection between me and the drummer.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
It really is. In fact, I mean, he's one of the guys, if I took my phone right now and showed you, like I have an iPhone and it's like your top 9 or whatever
Yeah.
of the people that and he's one of the people that's in my
Oh
top
man,
9, because
that's awesome.
we
Yeah.
text each other and and also encouraging one
Yeah.
another,
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Me and our me and the drummers we're usually always just looping off, like when we're playing, just trying to be silly and getting in trouble here and there, but there's just that special connection.
Yeah, there really is for sure. And I don't think that there's really anybody else on the stage that has that, because like maybe guitarists or say an electric guitarist with another electric guitarist might kind of have it. Like we were talking about with the way that they'll communicate with each other about what are you doing here? Okay, I'm going to do this, kind of
Yeah,
thing. But
yeah,
nobody else like does something together like, the
yeah,
drummer and the bassist.
yeah. Like we have to lock in that kick and the bass and the snares and whatnot. But like, yeah, I can't think of anybody else who has that tight of a connection.
Right. Yeah, for sure. What do you think is the biggest lesson that you've learned from getting to serve on a worship team?
Hmm. It's I've struggled with it and everything, but we're not there to serve ourselves. We're there to serve, first and foremost God, but try and serve everybody else in the congregation, to kind of just loosen up, just surrender to God there in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I love what J Love said in the last one too. I guess we're gonna just keep talking about the last podcast too. But he when he said his description, the guy told him was, we're going to war,
Yeah.
and like the drums were always, when war,
Hmm.
back then when war came, the drums would sound off, and that was what like cheered on and encouraged the people to keep going. And I was just like, man, that is so great. Uh,
Yeah. Some,
so that
yeah, someone gave me that illustration once, and then, man, I've always
really,
used that. Usually almost always use that illustration to kind of explain to others, like, hey, like we're frontline, you know.
yeah, that's awesome. I had never heard that before. So that's why it was kind of,
Yeah.
I guess, because I hadn't talked to you yet. So
No.
just kidding. Uh, so this is one of the my favorite parts, obviously, of the podcast. Yeah, he's and
I love that part.
also, you and I frequently text each other uh, throughout the week, and let me just tell everybody out there. Miguel is the only reason I have not fallen off the wagon of changing my pedal board.
Oh, we both made that deal, dude. I fell.
Yeah,
It
you
took
were
me like
like,
two
bro.
months.
Yeah. You're like, bro, I got 2 months into it and I'm already done.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I tried, man. It's so hard.
Well, and I started talking to you and was like, bro, I'm really wanting to do this. And he goes, no, don't do it, bro. Don't
Don't
do
do
it. Don't
it.
be like me.
Stay strong. You still got this, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Oh,
so Miguel and I, frequently text, and it's usually like talking bass gear, which is fun to have somebody to share that with. So, but so let's go first. Your axes or axe, what
yeah.
you have.
Well, my primary is a Player Series T bass. It's a really cool green. I have it
Nice,
here with me.
sweet. Yes.
It's
Is
green
that
color.
kind of a one of the Lake Placid ish colors,
It's
or
I don't know exactly what the green is, but it's really like blue greenish.
right?
I know it's kind of hard to tell because my lighting isn't great, but that's my primary. I've modded that thing in and out. There's Lawler pickups in it. It's got a high
Oh,
mass bridge. Yeah,
nice.
and those
What do
Lawlers
you
are
think of
awesome.
the what do you think of those Lawler peas?
Love them. They're so good. Yeah,
Nice.
I got the inspiration from Bryce. So I know
Cool.
his Nash has them. So
Yeah.
I took the chance on them, and dude, I love them. They're so full.
Nice. How do you think they are compared to were those you just have the stock ones in there before?
Yeah, yeah, they were just the stock ones. What I think, like Limad pickups, I think they were called, and
Okay.
they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but like when you're trying to chase a certain tone,
Yeah.
and you're hearing all these guys that are having a tone that you're kind of wanted, and
Wanting.
I jumped on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I'm glad I did. They're worth it, 100%.
I played a Player Series bass. This was years ago, or not that many years ago because they haven't been out forever, but a few years ago. And I was just curious if you thought the same thing. It seemed like that the pickups didn't have as high of an output as like uh, say the Lawlers do. Did you find that to be true, or were they about the same?
I think the Lawlers might be just a bit brighter or a bit louder, I should say. Um, I think it's definitely an improvement over the stock.
Yeah. And then you said you put a high mass bridge on too.
Yeah, I wanted to get more sustain out of it
Yeah.
for, when you play up high on the neck, you get that like rounded kind of subby feel to it. So I wanted to kind of make that ring out more. So I added the high
Nice.
mass bridge, and I think that was a really good improvement.
So what is the strings that you use?
So I normally use NYXLs,
Okay.
but I wanted to try the Ian Martin Allison strings,
Yeah, that's right.
and I love them. For me personally, they might be my go-tos now.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really
So
awesome.
what are they kind of like half rounds?
Yeah, I think that they're like super polished, I believe is like the normal name on them, but they kind of polish them off a little bit to kind of make it feel a little bit more flat round, but it still has
Yeah.
that like bright tone that you get from the NYXLs.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty cool.
I did put a drop D tuner under too, just because we were playing a lot of drop D, and I was
Yeah.
kind of tired of like kicking on the tuner. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. But
And then when
that's
you'd forget and then oh, whoops.
like, oh man, guess I'm not playing. Yeah, low D, but yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. Uh,
That's awesome.
the one
Yeah.
we were
Go
playing
ahead.
Rattle, and we played that one in D. So to have like that drop D, man, it's so awesome. That's such a great song.
I know. We're and now this for Easter we're doing I Got Saved uh elevation,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure just listening to it I was like that sounds like it was and now blanking Nick,
Okay.
because it sounds like, because it's in D flat and you can hear this like super low, like it's played on a 5 string, and I know he plays that F bass.
Oh
uh
yeah, I think it's so
and
beautiful.
so I was like, okay, well I can just tune down to D flat, but I was like, or no, E flat, and then do, because I think some other flats are in the service, and I was just like, I'll just play the whole service in E flat. But then I was like, wait a minute, but then D flat to get that low, you're
Yeah.
talking like the string, like flopping, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. I was like, I think I'm just going to have to play it in the wimpy D.
Man, dude, I have a 5 string, so my other bass is a Sire V5.
Okay.
It's a jazz style, which I like it. I don't use it a ton. Um, but I've been really wanting to do like that, like a 4 string with the B E A D tuning.
Okay.
But I want to try
Yeah.
that out for for stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Scott Beavers, which has been
Yeah.
a guest a few times, he has 2 basses, and one of them, that's how he, actually it's a Sire 4 string, and that's how he has it, BEAD, and he
Yeah.
loves it. So
Yeah, but I only take that out when we're playing something that needs that low
right,
pitch strength, and that's, man, like a handful of times.
I
I think
know, yeah,
more than ever, it's probably like we're playing Jehovah, and
right,
I need that like for that bridge. That bridge part is so cool.
yeah, I know, yeah. So I was just like, well, I'll just play with a pick and it'll make it sound good, and
Yeah,
and just play it with the higher D. It won't, you know. Sometimes I feel like too, like having a 5 string it's great, but I wonder how well that low B string translates into the system, like the
Yeah.
frequency, uh, because the only problem is, at least what I've been told from front of house guys sometimes, is depending on what your subs and mains are,
Hmm.
uh, that it can kind of like disappear a little bit. So
Yeah. I've heard of like certain bases where like the low beat just doesn't translate well. Um, I've heard it from like a low, having like a 5 string P bass, it just doesn't work super well.
right, yeah, it just doesn't seem to cut
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I've, bought and sold 5 strings. It's like I keep talking myself into it again, and then I'm like, "What am
Yeah.
I doing?" So,
And I
yeah.
I grew up playing 5 strings, dude. That was my main
Mm,
thing. With like Spanish music, there's a lot of
right.
5 string stuff. But after, joining this church, it just wasn't super necessary.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff, that you're playing anyway is, it's other groups that have recorded in a 4-string
Yeah.
format anyway,
Yeah.
so it's not a huge. One of the things that I always encourage when somebody's like, "I wanna get a 5-string," I'm like, "Cool, get one." Is I feel like the one good thing that it is good for is if you're at a church that is constantly changing the keys from the original, uh like, then it really makes a lot of sense, because
Yeah.
if you're doing a song in a let's say you're doing the song in like a male register, and the song is originally in a female register, it's going to be completely and so some of those parts that you might play would be just completely like lost, if it's
Yeah.
a build on a low note and you can't play that low note, so you
Yeah.
just have to be more creative, I guess.
Yeah. I've also noticed too, like same thing for rattle. We play that one in drop. I play that one in drop D. It just doesn't sound the same when you're using like a D on a B string.
Right.
It just sounds so much
Yeah.
better when it's like a drop D. You know,
Oh
it just
yeah.
sounds like there's more
Yeah,
like bite to it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Definitely. I think, and honestly, I think that's probably, at least in my opinion, the lowest that, like, most worship centers are going to, unless you're playing in an arena, that a worship, you know center is going to be able to handle, is a low D. Like anything
Yeah.
lower than that, and it's just unless they have the right speakers, I just feel like it's not going to translate as well,
Yeah.
so are
Yeah.
those the two main bases that you have?
Yeah. Those are the only two bases I have.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Want to expand that collection, but
Yeah.
I don't know if my wife
Got
would
other
approve of
things. Yeah.
that.
Got other things to pay for first. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Uh,
know. Rent comes first.
yeah. Yep. Well, mine has been a like buy and sell kind of thing, over
Yeah.
the years. And that's the only reason why, I have anything that I have now, is just from,
Yeah.
plus a couple of things that I got before the markets like went nuts, like, like the custom shop bases now are, I was talking about that with David Paleo. I was like, dude, if you wanted to buy a brand new custom shop bass, they're like 6 grand.
Yeah, dude. It's ridiculous.
And I'm just like, I can't see myself,
Yeah.
paying 6 grand, for a custom shop bass,
I swear they
uh
were like 3 or 4 grand when I was growing up.
yes, yeah. Oh, for sure. Cause that's how I got my Pinot, that I've got that in like 2018. And that's how, when I got it, it was about that. So like a huge like spike in it. So
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
it's nuts. So let's get to the pedal board.
Oh boy.
I'd love for you to kind of share, what each pedal is, and then kind of the signal chain, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so it's a pretty busy board. So I go straight into the pinstripe multi-buffer, and the best way I've heard it explained to me was like it kind of just leaves way more headroom to the drives.
Yeah,
So
it
which
does.
definitely feels that way. Um,
Yeah.
so then from there I go into I have a Hotone uh pedal tuner. I think they call it the press tuner or wherever it is, but I wanted a
It's
volume. I
like
love having a volume. Yeah,
yeah,
the
a
volume
volume
pedal with a
pedal
tuner.
and
Yeah,
tuner. Yeah, that's sweet.
yeah. So I like having that volume, especially when you're playing jazz bass. You don't want to have to turn both knobs.
Yeah,
That was the main reason for that.
true.
And it's just easier to kick it on than having to move my hand down. Um,
Yeah. Well, and it's great. I don't know how y'all start your service, but we always swell in on a certain
yep,
note and then
yeah,
kick off, and so
yeah,
it really is good for swelling too. So
it's great. Yeah. So yeah, we do the same thing. And then from
nice.
there, I'm looking down at it. That's why I keep looking down. But
Okay, yeah, you're good.
the next one,
The
it goes
people on the
into
radio, the people on the radio have no idea. So
it goes into then a Cali 76 compressor
nice.
that's actually mounted underneath because that's always on.
Yeah,
Then it's just out of the way and I have more space for other stuff.
that's awesome.
Then from there, I go into the Microson, which, worship bass
Staple.
staple.
Exactly.
I see that on the board. I know that's a worship bass board.
Exactly. Dude,
uh,
which by the way, I just something I had to mention uh because my next and I'm uh sneaking this out there. My next guest is going to be Jordan Landers
right.
uh and back burner and the creator of Big Booty Judy. Uh anyway, he has talked about how he's working on some other stuff. And I saw this originally on the worship bassist page. He said he's wanting to work on a single sized, basically, microsynth pedal.
Sweet.
And
Dude.
so it would make it, smaller, which would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And essentially it would take out like some of the faders that you don't ever use that you always keep at 0 and just have knobs for the ones that you would normally adjust. So I was like,
Dude,
bro, if
that's
you do that,
game changer.
everybody is gonna you're gonna have like 500 microcents on the reverb.
Dude, dude, when I think it was it with Josh when you talk about the NAM releases?
Yes.
You guys mentioned that, and dude, that's been on my mind the whole time. Like, why doesn't like Electro
Yeah.
Harmonics knows like this is like a staple of like the bass. Why don't they make
Right.
that?
I know. It would be so easy for them to
Yeah,
do.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't get it. But yeah, so microsynth.
Then it goes into the Octave Deluxe, which I talked to you about. The only reason I got that was because we were doing Washed, which awesome, by the way. It
Oh
sounded
man,
great.
it does. I think it's the best, especially for worship. I think it's the best octave because
Great. It tracks well.
it tracks really well and it sounds meatier than like the regular like OC2 or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh
I could I could hear it through the subs when we were playing that.
nice.
It was awesome. Yeah.
The
Um,
only thing I think is cool about the OC2 is when you do the like one at 100% and everything else like at 0, and you do that kind of subby,
yeah,
tones. That's pretty cool. But I mean,
I
how
haven't
much
used
you're
one
going to
yet.
use that? Yeah.
Now I got to get one. Uh,
Well, shoot, that's why you get the MXR,
yeah, you told
the
me about that.
small one.
Yeah.
It is an OC2. That's what
Okay.
Yannick Gazwalda, that's what he did. He went down to, I think I said this on the show once, but
Yeah.
he
I
went
think it,
he went down to MXR and said, "I want this pedal to be in this size." And so they reverse engineered and made it into the small one.
mm,
So it's
yeah, you did tell me
essentially
that one.
now, if you listen to the two, I can I can tell a little bit of a difference, but I think it's maybe just because of age, you know,
Yeah.
uh, probably different circuits or whatever sound better that way. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I can totally understand. I mean, is it enough to like,
I
make a huge
know.
difference? Yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody in the audience going, I could
It's not an
tell that was
OC2.
not an octaver. That was a yeah. Yeah.
This is not the church for me.
Yeah. I'm just solely on that. I'm going to have to leave. So that's hilarious.
Oh man. So from there, I go into I have a fundamental course from Walrus Audio.
Okay.
Um, it's I had the Chorosaurus from Aguilar once. I wasn't super in love with it. It just felt like it had way too much low. I didn't hear enough of the highs into it, so I went with the
Okay.
fundamental because it's being a guitar pedal. It's worked really
Okay.
well. I mainly got it for Same God by Elevation.
Right.
Got that really cool bass intro,
Yeah.
and
That's awesome.
yeah, and then from there I go into the JHS Kilt. I have the V2.
Sweet.
I don't have V1 money.
Yes.
It's crazy the prices on that
I know. It is. And do you
used
use
market.
it you just use that as an extra gain stage?
Yeah, so I have the red remote for it. So I use, like the regular drive for, my second gain stage, and then I switch to the fuzz for the third. And I guess I fluctuate between using that or the microsynth. I know they sound a little bit different, but
Sure.
it's tough. I guess it's in the moment which one I want to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
awesome.
yeah, and from there I go into the Tone Hammer V2, uh, which I love. I've had it for like a month now. I remember we were talking about this, but
Yeah.
it's just that I'm just chasing that Bethel tone. Like I
Sure.
love the Bethel tone. It sounds so
Me
good.
too.
Yeah,
Dude,
it just sounds so
yes.
good. But I was chasing that. Was really torn between looking for a used V1 or getting the V2, and I went with the V2 mainly because of the headphone out.
Yeah.
It just makes it so easy to practice. And
Yeah. Plus I think the size is a little bit smaller too.
yeah, I have
So more pedal board friendly.
yeah more pedals, but it's just been great.
Yeah.
Like the drive, I leave the drive on, like people do with the AGS, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. It cuts through so well. It just sits in the mix perfectly. Love it. Recommend it.
Yes, definitely.
And then out of there, I go into the Neve, the little R&D M, small one,
Yeah,
just to add a little warmth to it. And
definitely.
it sounds so good. Like
Oh,
the
yes.
the Neve with the tone hammer just sounds so good.
Yeah, you could just have those 2 and be set,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, yeah. It's 100%. And then yeah, then it just goes out to the front house.
Nice. Do you know what the difference is between the M and like uh
Just a
the
regular R&D.
next one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know. I was just
there's a so apart from them being different size, the M is more pedal board friendly. The bigger one has like a speaker out or something like that. Uh,
okay, that's
I
what it
didn't,
is.
yeah, I didn't look too much into it because there's a switch for like instrument or speaker or something like that. But I think that's the only thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's what I have, and
yeah,
that's because at the time when I got mine, the M, I don't think the M was out yet.
yeah. It's been out
So,
for a little bit,
yeah,
but yeah, pretty. If you're not using speakers or anything like that, then it's more
yeah,
pedal board friendly.
yeah. So, what would you say is your favorite piece of gear and why?
That's so hard. Yeah, I was looking at the question. I'm like, just looking at the board. Honestly, I think if I had to choose one out of them, it'd probably be the tone hammer
Yeah,
because of the headphone out and the auxiliary in.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I remember, I think you actually, maybe you texted me this, but like what you started with to where you are now, like when you first started down the like road of pedals, what was some of the first stuff that you had on your board? Do
Yeah,
you
so
remember?
I do I do remember, and I even have a picture of it right here with me. But
Nice.
when I joined the worship team here, I started kind of investigating more of like what people use, and I'm like, everybody has a pedal board, so the right thing to do is, all right, it's
Yeah,
time to make a pedal board.
right.
um,
Exactly.
so I had like just a typical tuner, just the Boss one, and then I didn't really know too much about pedals, so kind of the first one that popped up was the Walrus Audio Badwater,
Yeah.
and I was trying to just messing around with that. I wasn't super in love with it. I don't know if I had like a faulty one or something because there was like a just an annoying hiss that
Oh,
just came out
yeah.
of it all the time, and front of house always pointed it out, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So, and then I had a chorus pedal. I think it was the Chorosaurus, and
Okay.
and just the volume pedal. That's what I started out with,
Nice.
and that was
Well,
only
the
like 2 years ago.
nice. Well, didn't the Walrus, it has like some drive features in it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
The bad water.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I know someone has this, a very good use for it.
Yeah.
Um,
So my buddy Park that plays in Colony House, that's what he has on his board, and he's had it on there for a long time. And somebody had messaged me like after the podcast and was like, "Hey, can you ask him, did he ever have these issues with it?" And I can't remember what the guy asked for, but so I texted Park to ask him, and he was like, "No, I can't say that I have had." He said, "But I have heard that they've have been kind of a hit and miss on some of
yeah,
them." So that may have been, kind of what was with the deal with yours.
yeah,
So
yeah. It was annoying to the point where I'm like, I gotta get something else.
yeah. What did
Yeah.
you ended up? Is that what the last DI that you had was?
What the last one was, yeah. So I had from there I
Yeah.
went to the was it Two Notes, I think is the brand. It was the Revolt bass. And it
Okay.
has a little tube in there. It's
Nice.
awesome. It's a great preamp. It
Yeah.
has the headphone out and everything too. And it just has
Yeah.
like it has so much to it. But
Super
the,
clean.
yeah, the clean was great. The drive function on it was awesome. There was like a metal function
Yeah.
that I definitely don't need. Like a modern drive where it's like super mid heavy. Um,
Right.
and it was great. The only reason I switched from that to the tone hammer was I just felt like I didn't need all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, and that was also pretty big. Like the tone hammer is way smaller compared to that. And plus trying to get new
Yeah.
pedals in.
Yeah, of course. Yes, for sure. Well, do you have anything that you bought and maybe at one point ended up selling and it got away and you're like, dang it, I should not have.
So this was before I even had the pedal board or anything, but the one thing I had that I got rid of was a Rickenbacker. Uh,
Oh, that's right.
the 4003 is the newer one, I think. It was from 2004,
Okay.
but I had that, loved it. I don't know. I don't remember exactly why I got rid of it, but like I still to this day think like, why did I do that? I wish I had it.
Right. Yeah, I had told you, I had one that I was using in my Beatles kind of
Yeah,
years and I just sold it. So I'm
yeah,
with you. I sold mine too.
and that's I mean for the Beatles thing, like that's a perfect bass.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
sounds great
Yeah,
for that.
because we were even doing some like Wings tunes also, and so it was perfect for that, especially with flat wounds on it. I mean that it's the Paul McCart one of
Yeah,
the two Paul McCartney basses for sure.
yeah. and it's definitely not like super worshipy tone.
Yeah, it's not
So
something that
yeah,
you hear on any
yeah,
and what's interesting is I was watching or listening to one of Scott and Ian's podcasts recently, and they were doing it was the episode, and I highly recommend it, but they were talking through the different pickups, and he sat down with the his Rickenbacker, and it was interesting to me how like close to jazz bass it really sounded, you know. It really definitely was, it was pretty close to that, but it still had a
yeah.
little bit kind of a like honky-ishness to it though. So I probably would have just found myself, if I had round wounds on it, just using the front pickup all the time.
Yeah,
So anyway, so what about like, is there something that you're gassing for, something that you're like,
yeah.
I
Oh
really
yeah.
would love to, although I don't have any more room on my pedal board. So
Well, it wouldn't be a pedal.
nice.
I would like, man, I want a shell pink bass. I don't know why, like what it is about shell pink, but it just looks so cool. And
Yeah.
specifically, I would want it to be like a paleo bass.
Nice. Do you
Yeah,
think that you would do a jazz or a P bass?
I've had a jazz, and I would always go towards my P, so it'd probably be another
Yeah,
P bass.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
You
just
can't go
looks so
wrong
good.
with a P bass,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
It's
for
just
sure. So universal.
such a simple. Yeah. Yeah. Uh and it's funny because so many times you'll have a engineer come in and they talk about it on different podcasts all the time, but like I played a P bass like strictly for years, and they'd come in the morning, the front of house guy, and he'd look and see a P bass and he'd be like, I like your bass, because he knew right then
You
it was
knew,
going to
yeah,
be really easy to mix.
yeah,
So that's awesome. Well,
yeah,
now we come to the one of my new favorites. It's the
yeah.
rapid fire section.
All right.
So rapid fire, here we go. Flats or rounds? Nice. And your favorite round is, and you said earlier right now, is the IMA,
Yeah.
uh
I don't know.
which
Would that be considered like a hybrid?
I guess so, yeah, because they're kind of like in between.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'll go with
that's
that.
awesome. Yeah. It's a good way to stay in both sides of it. So
Neutral.
yes. Well, this one I guess is pretty easy. P bass or jazz bass.
Yeah, P-Base.
Yep. And then desert island pedal.
uh, it's definitely going to be the tone hammer, assuming we have power on the island.
Well, that's right. I was going to say the new one you can't use a battery on it, right? I think
I don't know.
the
Well,
old one you can still use a battery on it.
honestly, I don't know. I haven't taken it apart, but
Yeah.
it's going to be that pedal. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, even you know, uh, Adam Kaiser, when he was on here, that's the same thing that he said. It
Yeah,
definitely have to be the tone hammer. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
I think it would have to be for me too. So,
All right.
let's see. Next, favorite bass player can be worship or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Abraham Laborio. That was probably another influence growing up, just watching him play. Um, and I had to learn. I tried to learn the Ancients of Day solo. You're familiar with the dun, dun,
Nice.
dun, 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 dun. So
Right.
I got like most of it nailed, but he's so good. It's so hard to like learn anything he has to
Yeah.
do. He's a
That's
beast.
awesome. Let's see. Anybody else that's kind of in that top?
Um, I'm gonna stick with Abraham.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. Go for it. Let's see. How about are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, I I'm just a latte guy. A lot of sugar.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
One
your
day I'll work my
favorite?
way up to black.
There we go. Yeah. What's your favorite coffee of choice? Like, obviously a latte, but do you like darker roast? Do you like lighter roast?
I'm a medium roast guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like a medium roast. I count on that in
Cool.
the
Do
morning,
you
waking up at 2:30.
Yeah. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm at 4, so uh so let me ask you this. What do you have at home that you use to is it just a drip coffee that you make or
Yeah, yeah.
okay, cool. And
Nothing
then
super
you
crazy.
just yeah, just go with like a, breakfast blend or something like that.
Yeah, just whatever my awesome wife picks up.
That's right. Uh, so do you have like a local shop that is not, and let me just specify this, there's nothing wrong with Starbucks, but is there like another like local shop that you frequent there?
Yeah, there's a place here in the valley called Lawless Coffee, and then there's another place called Copper Rock. That's usually where I like
Okay.
one of those two that I choose just to go hang out with someone or just have a chat.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
so yeah, it's
vibes,
definitely
I'm
gonna be
guessing.
yeah, 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 super nice in
That's
there. Really
awesome.
beautiful place.
Nice. Those are my favorite is just those mom and pop type
Yeah,
uh coffee shops or like and again, when I'm in a hurry or whatever, I'll hit
yeah,
the Starbucks. But
yeah,
like you said, if I'm going to sit down with somebody and chill and
yeah,
have a coffee, then it's usually one of the more uh
yeah,
like that. So that's
yeah.
awesome.
We love to support local as much as we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So what's music you're currently listening to?
Me and my wife, we just discovered them, but it's an indie rock, Strings and Heart, I think it's called.
Okay,
And man, we've just been vibing on that just nonstop. I think
nice.
they're coming to here in the valley pretty soon in July. I think I don't know if you've heard of Life Fest, but it's
Uh,
huge.
no, I don't think so.
It's a big Christian music festival.
Okay,
So Skillet comes lots of times, like Mercy Me and like all those bigger bands. But they're gonna
yeah,
be here pretty soon, so we're stoked to see them.
nice. That'll
Yeah,
be cool.
and also just
Uh,
super into SEU worship.
yeah. Uh, I got to meet Shaq
Yeah,
after one of the concerts. Just super kind, and eventually, definitely going to have him on the podcast for sure.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, does when we our church does like the student conference, they kind of they invite like a big band, and they chose SEU. So I didn't get to go and say hi
nice.
to him, but I've been like listening and I was listening to one of the conversations he was having with one of the pastors. And man, that guy is so knowledgeable.
That's amazing.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. So Brandon, who is our music pastor at our church, that's where he came from before he moved here. And he was serving on like, their team and like he was, uh, like producing and writing songs with them and stuff like that down there,
Yeah,
before he came up. So,
that's sweet.
yeah, so I can't remember exactly how, but I remember messaging him, Shaq, and saying, "Okay, I know you've probably said this a million times, but what settings did you use on the microsynth for free?"
Yes.
And he sent it to me. I was like, "Yes." Sent me
The
a
secret.
screenshot. Huh?
I said the secret's out.
Yes. So I knew that he used the microsynth, but I just didn't know because he had it dialed in a little bit different.
Yeah.
Uh, and so anyway, it was really cool. So when I did it and played it, I was like, that's it. That's the
Yeah.
sound.
You send me that picture,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
anytime I see a micro synth with like the other faders that we don't usually use turned up, I get thrown off.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? Like you can use those?
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's
Oh man.
hilarious. Well, we're coming in for a landing here. And I just wanted to ask you, what is some advice, say for somebody who's maybe just now getting into or is really wanting to, what's some advice that you would give, kind of like from your own personal perspective of your journey to where you are now?
Yeah. So one thing that I heard and it really has impacted me was like, don't compare your journey to someone else. If you're seeing someone playing like some crazy stuff and don't sit there and be like, dang, I wish I can do that one day or whatever. It's like they've had a huge, long journey of getting to where they're at, you know, like, some people are just years ahead of me. So it's just, comparison, what is it? Comparison is the thief of joy, I think is
Yes,
the quote.
that's it, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So just, gotta be content in where we are and then just keep improving from there. We'll
Yeah.
get there one day.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And then what's something that God's been showing you or teaching you lately?
Just caring for other people more, just checking in on people, seeing how they're doing. It's so easy to get just lost in life and, let that take over and everything. But once in a while, just shoot someone a message and be like, hey, thinking about you. Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
And talking from there. But just, we got to care for other people and check on their well being.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. That's kind of what this community is, or my hope for this community is with everybody. I'm hoping that it gives a space where people can reach out to each other. It's been pretty cool for me because, there were certain people that I was following that, like, say maybe you weren't, or like Phil wasn't following, uh Phil Lawson. And then now all of a sudden, like, I'll see that you guys are liking each other's
Yeah.
posts and all this, and I'm like, yes, this is so great that
Dude,
we're like bringing all
yeah,
these people together.
and it's ministry, man. Like I've, very thankful for, the podcast and also for what is it, the Facebook group, the worship basis group. Dude, both of them have just brought so much like knowledge and even like people helping, asking a simple question like, "Hey, how do we do this and that?" Which on another, regular group, you get roasted for that, but everybody's just so helpful in
Right.
the worship community.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And I think too, I'm not saying that, non-bassists aren't, but there is something about bassists and that are like, where we're not like gatekeepers to like things, it's like, dude, what are you playing with? Oh, I'm playing with this. Here's my settings.
Yeah,
It's like, no, no, I don't really know bass players that are like trying to avoid
yeah,
sharing anything.
yeah. You see that in the group so much. Like, "Hey, I just got the tone hammer. What are you guys playing with?" And then you'll see a bunch of comments of just people posting your settings.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's
Yeah,
amazing how helpful everybody is.
yeah, I love that. Uh, Also, one of the things I wanted to ask you to have you go ahead and share now, but then I will. This will be up on the YouTube channel, and so I'll be able to add it in there. But if you want to share your Instagram handle,
Yeah,
so if anybody wants to follow you,
yeah. So my Instagram is, uh, it's my I am Miguel Jimenez, but there's a dot in between each word. So I dot am dot Miguel dot Jimenez. And that's Jimenez.
nice. Well, like I said, I'll also link all that on the YouTube page. So if anybody comes on to there, they can just click right on it and
Yeah,
then be able to follow you too. So, uh, but first, I just had to say thanks for repping your worship based coffee hat.
for sure, dude. I love
That's
my hat.
You're the second one now, so I'm like, yes, it's growing.
So excited for the
But
new one.
yeah, I'm hoping maybe like Monday-ish. I don't know. I haven't heard anything back, but I also haven't checked my email
Yeah,
today yet. So, but should have them. And have them
Yeah.
shipped out soon. So then I got to
Exciting.
start coming up with some ideas for the next, for V3. I told you, I
Bro,
was like, what if we did a camo?
dude, I would
I was
love
like,
that.
either that, I was thinking that camo one or like a foam trucker style would be kind of cool too.
Dude, heck
But
yeah.
yeah,
Dude, that'd be sweet.
but we'll have to see like what's available. So the one
Yeah,
thing I love is this particular brand. They're just such a comfortable hat.
dude, it's a solid hat too. Like it's a quality hat.
Yeah, it really is. It's like and I'm blanking on the brand name now, but yeah, it's like it's just super comfortable to just throw on. And so that's one of the reasons why when I happened to try it and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is just like one of those baseball caps, you just throw on." So
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love it. Cool, man. Well, that is, I guess, all the time we have for today. And thank you so much for coming on and being one of my guests. And was special for me because you and I had talked like texting, but we hadn't gotten to like actually like talk to each other.
Yeah.
So this was almost like, us getting to hang out, have a coffee
Yeah, man.
together, getting to hear your story, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this. Dude, by the way, I just wanted to say how awesome that I think it was seeing what you shared about your parents,
Oh
uh, you
man.
know, getting their citizenship. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude. It was a long journey. Uh, it was hard to do. It costs a lot of money, but man, God is so
Yeah.
good. He's
Yeah.
so good.
That's awesome. Actually, a guy that I work with, he just got his too. So
Right
it
on,
was
dude.
awesome. Yeah.
It's such a
So it's
huge
really,
like weight off the shoulders.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Glad that you got to be one of my guests on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, we will talk/text again soon.
Yeah, sounds good, man. You have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. And also pass along to your wife. Thank you for being the helper today for you.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I will. Thanks, man.
awesome. Cool, man. All right, dude. I'll see you
All right.
later.
Sounds good. Peace.
See ya. All right. Welcome back to the Worship Based Coffee Studios. That was a really good episode. I was so thankful to have Miguel on. And you know what? He had some things that were a little bit different from what other people had to say that stuck out to me. And I really appreciated those insights talking about comparison. And, that I hope that's a blessing to y'all out there hearing that because sometimes I need to be reminded of things like that about trying to compare what I have or what somebody else has to me. And you know what, when you do that, it really can be the thief of your joy. And so I feel like that's what, as a base community, that we need to be is just each other's cheerleaders no matter what, just cheering for the base team, so to speak. And when we can inspire others by being that, I feel like we can just grow the community even more. So, with all that said, thank you guys again for tuning in. Just a word of note to go out there: the Worship Based Coffee V2 hats as of this recording are on their way to me. So I should be receiving them probably tomorrow, actually, because this is going to come out on Monday. So it'll probably be on Monday. I should be receiving them. So you guys will be seeing some videos of me boxing up all of them to ship them out. So just know that this upcoming week, the hat should be heading your way. I know a lot of you have been excited about it. I'm excited about it too. I bought one for myself too. So it should be awesome to see all of you guys out there wearing the hats, and got to make sure that you take a picture and that you tag Worship Based Coffee so that Josh and I can post y'all up on it. So anyway, with all that said, guys, thanks again for tuning in. It means so much to us. We have our next episode. I will kind of tease out there a little bit. I had talked about how Josh was going to be coming on with me, and so this was the first trio episode that we got under our belt. And it's with a guy that I'm sure a lot of you probably know. If you don't know yet, you will absolutely love him. I love hanging out with him on the podcast. It was so much fun. It's Jordan Ray Landers, so the maker of the Big Booty Judy pedal, which is one of my favorite pedals on my board for sure. The most fun, I should say. So anyway, it's great. The next episode with him will be out in a couple of weeks. Next week, you'll be getting some promos for it. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. It's really good, minus my terrible internet woes. So that's a whole nother story, but some good laughs came out of it, and we still had a really good time. So anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Just wanted to say thank you again. And if you can, please share the podcast with anybody that you know that might be interested. Share that out there so we can get the community grown even more. And I guess that's all I got for today. Don't forget, tell someone you love them, and we'll see you next time.